Hey folks, hi, this is Gigi, and welcome back to the VIP room. Today's the day, and let me just say, Gigi be killing it. That's right, baby, we be killing it. And we're going to go ahead and go over the numbers for our stat chat. I'm going to go ahead and take off my fancy VIP hat because we don't know where we're at, right? That's right, baby. So here we go. All right. So got the numbers from Claude as far as my stat chat for our stats for the last 6 months. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First, just some black coffee because we wide awake, baby. That's right. Cheers, folks. Big Dog makes some good coffee. Some people say it might be a little strong. I think I've just gotten used to it. So anyway, here we go. All right. It's going to go ahead and first do the presentation of what the stats were for this month. Then we're going to do the comparison like we usually do. So for this month, for July, the month Pinterest went viral, according to Claude. I'm not saying that. Claude's saying that. So as you can see, you should see the graph right here now. 110,000 Pinterest impressions. 47 Amazon orders. $785. 785 ordered revenue. That doesn't mean how much money I got. That means how much money was ordered. Or how much the value of the items that were ordered through this whole process here. 2,000 website views, that's great. And 386 YouTube subbies. Thank you very much, folks, for keep showing up and encouraging Gigi here. I do appreciate that. And he says, every traffic goal smash. That's right, baby. Now we fixed the funnel. Okay, let's see what he'd be talking about, okay? All right, next slide. Here we go. So last year, this is where he's doing the comparison. And I know I talked to Claude as a he. That's just the way Gigi works. So last month, I was only at 38,000. And if you remember, I believe my goal was supposed to be hitting 50,000. 50,000 in Pinterest impressions. I got over 110,000. Outbound clicks, I was only at 536. Now at 1730. The website, it's like doubled. All my numbers just about doubled or tripled. And the way I'm doing it, consistency. I keep showing up. The only thing that went down, I'm just saying, were my Amazon clicks. It was 2004, which was a decrease of 3.5%. I was in 1934. But the thing is, I had more Amazon orders, and the value of the orders was higher. So even though my clicks were lower, there were more. And because when people clicked, they actually were ordering more stuff. So thank you, folks, out there ordering out for Gigi's storefront. Thank you very much. I'll put the clip below. And my YouTube views went down a little bit, 27%. Okay, maybe Gigi's got to work it, I guess. I'm just saying. Thank you for whoever's here in your living room watching us. Okay, so here you go. You can see the growth. Like, I started in February. My first month out, I had 7,000. Just the first month. And you can see how it continued to go up. And as I've explained before, April and May, that was my traveling time. And it wasn't until I got back from back east that something clicked, and I said, "No, Gigi, you're doing this all wrong. You got to do this different." And I knew I had to see this as a business. And that's exactly what I did. I shifted the way I process my blogs, the way I process my Pinterest, my images. I started working with Claude. I started working with ChatGPT. I started feeding into the niche. Like sorry for bells and whistles over here. One of the things that I've heard, and I talk about Lori Ballin because she's really the one I kind of follow her, the way she kind of does things. It makes sense to me, and I can understand that. And I see that I'm getting some traction off of it. And one of the things that she said was follow your niche. Because first of all, you got to find your niche. Well, let me tell you, the first blog I did on Pinterest, I'm just saying the very first thing I wrote about, you're not going to believe it, was a baked potato. That was my very first pin. Now, why a baked potato? I have no idea. I don't know what the inspiration was for the baked potato. It was a blog about a baked potato. It was a good looking potato. It tasted very tasty because I be liking baked potato with everything on it. That's my baked potato hat. So I'm not quite sure why I blogged about a baked potato. Okay, so let's back up. Maybe I do. Because when I was going through this whole process, I knew that I was going to create a whole different website. And I was like, oh, okay, what am I going to call it? So I thought, well, I wanted it to be like a gathering place, like kind of what we do here, folks. We kind of chat, talk about life, talk about what's real, talk about being over 60, all that kind of stuff. You know, we also talk about money because all this started from was my saving challenges. Went to Aruba, went a little bit cross country, we did some traveling, go see my baby, saving money. And from there, which was Gigi on a budget, from there went to Gigi Unfiltered because I started talking about different stuff after we came back from Aruba, but I was always talking about life and how my week was. You folks know that. You folks that have been here know what Gigi's channel is about. So it's kind of evolved, just like we do. We're people, we evolve all the time. That's the only thing constant about life is change, baby, change. So when she would say that, I'm thinking, well, when I was trying, so what am I going to call this website? Because I knew I wanted to develop a different website for this process I was doing here. And what I was thinking about was like a table. So I actually called it Gigi's Table or Gigi's Table, something like that. And I'm thinking, what are you thinking? Why not just call it Gigi's Unfiltered, just like your website, and just attach it because it's going to be attached anyway. But by the time I realized that I had already uh, set up the website, Gigi's Table, and I had already posted that blog. So I went ahead and changed it, and I renamed it gigisunfiltered.com. I went ahead and still kept that post, and it's still there. And I'll put the link for it if anybody's interested in my very first blog. But even then, I got 7,000 impressions with my little baked potato. Now, it was a pretty good baked potato. I'm just saying, pretty tasty. And as you can see, I've continued to go up. Now, the thing that's really helping me through this whole process are as you can see, the outbound clicks, the saves, and the total audience. That has just grown phenomenally over this time. And I'm quite excited about the process that we got going on here. So that's on Pinterest. Now let's look at my website. Now this is my, see, I barely had any views for. Now people were going on Pinterest to look at my baked potato, but they weren't going to my website and see what else I had going on there. But in March, I saw a little growth. In April, May, June, and look at that. I almost doubled. Yeah, I did double for July. And you can see 70%. He breaks it all down. Now, Facebook is also feeding into this as well, which is great. And people are searching me out there. I don't know what are you searching me out there, and then other avenues that people are coming in because I do Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram. So I have other social platforms that I'm on as well. And this is what I was talking about as far as your niche will find you. Like I was talking, getting back to what Lori Ballon, your niche will find you. And like I said, first thing I did was about a baked potato. But as I continue to post, people seem to be drawn to what I write about modern hippie, boho, hippie and boho. You know, I've never said I was a fashionista. I would say more my mom and my sister were the fashionistas than me. I was a girl. I was more of a tomboy, wearing t-shirts. I used to wear a denim hat in high school because I had curly hair and it was thick, and sometimes it get foggy and it bush out. And I didn't spend a lot of time with it, so I had to wear a denim hat. It was what they call a bucket hat. It was my dad's. I ended up wearing it, and then I ended up getting more. I wore that for a couple of years. I even had a corduroy one, or a suede one, whatever it was. But it was my fancy hat that I would wear when I go out. I'm just saying the things that you do when you're a kid, you don't even think about it. But t-shirts, jeans, and then the jobs that I've had, they kind of, very professional, very buttoned down. Look, the last job I had, it was 7 years at a funeral home, so you can't be having pink hair there. Not that I'm having it anymore. We'll be coming back in the springtime, but I have been curious because when I go to my closet, I see a lot of black, navy blue, and dark gray. And I have been wanting to venture out a little more on my jewelry, and I've been kind of talking about that in my funeral to boho clips, and I'll go ahead and put those in the comments below or description. So it is something I'm interested in because I am trying to expand, get more color into my closet and also get some jewelry that I really like. And these are things that I've been curious about and I've been kind of working on and really going through that process of, like my mama says, be whoever you want to be. Okay, mama. You know? And I am more inclined to look at the boho and hippie stuff. And I'm sure that's part of it is that I like the comfort. I like the earthy colors. I'm not real bright. There are some colors I'll wear, but I'm not a real bright type of color person. Uh, yeah, right. Gigi, pink hair Gigi. But the modern hippie outfits for women over 60 was my top post. And that was one of the first ones. Well, yeah, it says 3 months running. Your number one post and your number one pin and 3 months running. So let's see here, July, June, May, probably April. That maybe even sooner, maybe even before that. I'll have to see. But anyway, that thing's it's just hitting. It's still hitting. It's still bringing in traction. So that's great. And I'm finding that is my niche, the modern boho, or the hippie boho fashion over 60. I still do gardening. I still do patio pours with Big Dog, and of course Life with Luna. But it's really the over 60. Women over 60 is kind of the arena that I go in. And even on this channel, I that tends to be my focus. But everybody's welcome to Gigi's VIP room because you are valued, you have insight, and you've got purpose. Okay, all right. So let's go down to the next one. Oh, Amazon orders. Okay, baby, here we go. So my Amazon orders, as you can see, I had nothing for February. I had 1 for March and 0 for April. And May had 16. Now realize, in order to get paid, I had 23 in June and 47. I doubled in July the number of orders. So even though my clicks went down, my orders went up, and they had enough value that I actually got my first check. Now it says 2187 here. It wasn't 2187, it was 2080. But yeah, that's okay. Maybe he wanted to give me a tip. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just leaving it alone. And no returns. You don't want any returns. But it does take 60 days for you to get paid through Amazon. So like I've got orders. And so what I got paid for this first check, which was $20, was for March and May, because I didn't have any orders prior to that. And you have to hit a threshold of $10 in a month in order for them to pay you. And once you hit that $10 a month, if you have direct deposit, they drop you a check. So I did have $10 a month, but mind you, I only got paid for March and April. So next check I get will be for June and July. August, because I'll be getting paid in August. No, wait. So I got paid. I'm gonna have to look because now I'm confused because I hit my threshold in May, so I must have gotten paid. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I got paid up to May. So June I had $20, I believe, in June, but I didn't get paid because that goes from June to July to August. So I'll get paid for June and August. So there's always a 60-day lag. So I really got paid up to May, which I'm pleased about, because that shows that this is working, and you can see the growth here, the amount of money that I'm doing here. And I also got a bonus, which I didn't realize they give you bonuses, and I just signed up for another bonus, so hopefully I'll get that as well. So it's working, folks. You just gotta be consistent. Okay, so let's see here. The one number that dipped. Okay, oh, my clicks. But see, this is what I was talking about. They may have dipped a little, but still, there were more orders on that dip of a click. Hey, like that, and I actually got paid. So even though it went down, people were ordering so like, let's say I had one click, but they ordered 10 items. But yet last month I had one click, but nobody ordered anything. So that's the difference. So you want to have the clicks. By all means, you want to have the clicks, but you want to see some orders. So even though there was a 3% decrease, 3.5% decrease, my impressions and my website views all helped in continuing to help me get orders. So that's great. I love it. So let's see here, my orders. I did that. Okay, my YouTube. So I had 9 new subbies. Thank you out there in YouTube land. My new subbies out there had 9. The views went down a little. Part of it he was saying is that, and I do kind of agree. Like in July, I had a 4th of July. Not July. In June, I had some birthday videos because it was my mom's birthday, my birthday, and my daughter's birthday. There was also not 4th of July, but let's see what else. Father's Day. So there were videos I made for those holidays that I think helped my numbers go up. And the only video that had any kind of family oriented video was for the 4th of July. And I have not done, I have not done my August or my July dump that I would have done for August. Gigi's been kind of busy. But I think that's true. But the thing is, even though I didn't do that, I did have 9 new subbies. So people are interested, like, what's she doing over there? And my podcast is actually getting a little view. So what happens in regards to the podcast that's attached to YouTube is I have signed up for the podcast. And after so much time, what they do is they get my YouTube videos and they drop them into my podcast platform, which is great because that's I'm getting some views off of that too. And wherever you can get some traction, that's what you want to be able to do. So now here is the where was that? Here is the 6-month Pinterest impressions. So you can see the growth. I'm not going to go through every single stat here because you can see. My thing is the growth. You can see the growth in Pinterest impressions over 1,400%. You know, you can see that nothing was happening for the first 3 months. And really it was in June and July that there was a shift. And I saw that in the numbers, and especially in July, it was just like, I would tell people, stuff's going crazy. I mean, I was ending with days like over 5,000 impressions, 8,000 impressions, 6,000, and I had not had that before. I was just happy to get 1,000, but now I was getting multiple thousands of impressions every day, and that's continuing to happen. And I think like yesterday, I ended with 8,000 impressions. Right now, it's midday, and I'm already at 4,000. If I can hit 10,000 impressions every day, wow, I'd be so excited about that. But see, that's about feeding the bees, and that's about, you keep moving the goalposts. Well, because the thing is, you can see something's happening, so you want to feed the bees, you want to encourage that, so you want it to go further. I want my numbers to get bigger, and the only way I can do that, I got to keep feeding the bees, baby. That's all I'm saying. And you can see my website views have continued to go up, and I see that as well. I have more active users. My Amazon clicks overall over 500%. Amazon orders total 87. I would like to get 100 in a month. That would be great to be able to do that in 1 month. My revenue is 1,500 total. I would like to get that to be 10,000 total. That's what I'm saying. You're feeding the bees. And then there was a little drop in my YouTube views, but I know that takes time, and I know people are saying, "What's this Gigi talking about? Who's in the VIP room?" but still, my subbies are still coming up. So thank you very much, subbies. I do appreciate that. I appreciate all of you supporting me. So this is what we've done in the last 6 months. Drum roll. So in the last 6 months, I have had. Now remember, I had nothing in February. Nothing. Over 200,000 impressions in 6 months. 4,100 YouTube website readers that are going on and reading my blogs. 6,800 clicks for Amazon. $1,500 in revenue. 87 items your readers bought. The people went. So how that works is that they go to my Pinterest. They click on a pin, which takes them to my website. And from my website, they see a link on there or something, a picture they like. They click on that takes them into Amazon where they're shopping. And I love that. and then of course 386 YouTube subscribers. I don't have my Substack numbers here. I think I'll do that next month. I'm not quite sure why I didn't put them up here, but I'll get those back up here. So again, now he's got me go. Remember, we always talk about goals with Claude. He's got some goals here for me. Traffic is all. So when he talks about that, because we were trying to figure, so what is it that we need to do to get my numbers up? And I have to be consistent in what I'm blogging about. And right now, you people out there, you're loving the boho hippie stuff just like Gigi is, and that's why I'm gonna keep talking about it. Pants, the ankle boots, the Chelsea boots, blue suede boots, the flowy tops, the white pants, all that stuff. I've been talking about, and also enjoying finding myself as well. And that's what I've been doing in my Funeral to Boho video series. So I just gotta keep doing what you guys are loving, as I'm also, discovering that as well. And we're going on this journey together, folks. That's all I'm saying. And so 2,500 clicks, and sorry, in regards to the traffic. That's what he was talking about. And conversion, when he says conversion, let's talk about, okay, now let's make some money here, Gigi. So 2,500 clicks for August. I had 1,900 in July. I think I could do that. 130 impressions for the month. I think, you know what? I'm thinking I'm going to have 150 impressions for the month of August. 400 subbies. Come on, baby. Help Gigi out. Now, before I go to the Alwyn, let me go ahead and go through the websites. 2,500 views for my website. I think I can make that happen. And retrofit 5 top posts. What that means is go back to some posts that have been really doing well and look at that post and how can I make that better? And that's what he talks about, retrofitting your 5 top posts. So I'll have to look at that to kind of see, what's going on there. And then he says, you don't need a bigger audience in August. Yeah, I do. You need better links than the audience you already have. Okay, I will. Now, Alwyn, let me tell you what Alwyn is. So there comes a point in time, like balances. She's got like 6 different income streams. Right now, Gigi only has 1. And no, I have 2. But YouTube has not taken me into income stream yet. I'm just in the stream. For Pinterest is my only, which is Amazon, which is my one only income stream. She has 6. So I asked Claude and Sloan. Sloan is ChatGPT. Yes, I did name her Sloan. And Claude is Claude. And I asked them both, now that I'm at over 100,000 impressions, is it time for me to look at another affiliate marketing? And they said, yes. And I said, who do you suggest? And they suggested Alwyn. So I went ahead and went into Alwyn's platform, signed up for it, and I got approved. And I've already had an invitation to partner up with one of their affiliate marketers. So I will be working on that as well. And again, that's the same process like Pinterest, except instead of the clips going to Amazon, this is going to go to this store, this affiliate marketer. And as soon as I'm working on that one, you will be seeing something soon, I'm thinking. But I'm really excited about that. And the fact that I got an invitation, I just did that this weekend and got an invitation. So that means that people are looking, and you folks already know, people are checking out Gigi. Say, what is this lady talking about? And they're finding some kind of interest, and they thought I had something to offer to their audience. So I'm really excited about that, because that's just a potential for more money, baby. You know what I'm saying? And let's see here. So those are my goals for August. I think they're reasonable, and I think I can make something happen with them. So now let's see what words Claude has for me here. 6 months in, you did more Pinterest impressions in July than in your first 5 months combined. Your readers ordered 47 items and returned exactly 0, which is what we want. You got approved for your second affiliate network. 1 metric dip this month, that's not a setback. That's the next thing you get to fix. I'm telling you, when I got I got my first paycheck. a real check. I mean, money really went in, even though it was $20.08. It actually went into my account, which means it's only going to go up because now I found the traction. Now I found like what is it that my formula. I found the formula. I know what's of interest, and I know what I'm interested in. Because first of all, if it's not something you're interested in doing, you're not going to do it, and the energy people are going to feel it. But if something you're interested in, people are going to relate to that, and they're going to understand. Then they're going to come on into the VIP room, just like we're doing here, and I'm encouraged by that, and I'm excited about it, because the thing is, everybody knows, I think most people know that are sitting here with me, is that I was looking for a job. I will tell you, I think I mentioned one of my videos earlier in the week, I got an offer that both offers were an hour commute and maybe on Fridays longer. I'm not doing that. You know, I would love to have something like maybe 20 minutes away, half an hour away, but not an hour. That's way too much time. And I don't have to do that. You know, I would love to be able to get a job, but no, not an hour commute. I'm not doing that. So what I did, I started saying, okay, so what I'm gonna do. And when I heard about this Lori Ballin, my mom, like I said, she threw me a breadcrumb and I caught it and I ran with it. Well, maybe I didn't run right away, but I did go, start looking into it. I was intrigued and I knew it was something I could do. So what also interests me was, and I've been really excited, is the AI factor in this. All this information here, this is my information that I've gone through. I gave it to Claude and told him, set me up a PowerPoint. And he did. And then I converted it over into a video. And that's another part of this that I like. I like, because I'm a little techie as it is. And I do enjoy doing this. I do love the creating images. I do like the writing because it's got me back into blogging, which is what I really enjoy doing. And I think it's just something clicked, but I had to look at it differently. I could say, well, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I couldn't do that. I had to look at it. This is a business, and in a business, you gotta have a startup, and you gotta put your sweat equity into it, and that's what I started doing, and now it's paying off. And I'm so looking forward to where this is gonna go. I can't imagine where I'm gonna be at the end of the year. I've already told Claude, and I've already told Sloan, I want to be at 1,000,000. I want to be at 1,000,000 impressions at the end of the year. They said, well, I don't know. But you folks can help me out. They're thinking maybe January, February, if I continue on this traction. I'm thinking, I don't know. Don't doubt Gigi. But you never know. But see, the thing is, it's a goal. It's a goal. And you're never too old to set yourself a goal. And I think that's one of the messages that I like to give as well, too. Look, I'm 68 years old. Nothing's stopping me. I mean, I can do whatever I want to do within reason. That's not immoral. That's not illegal. I can't do any of that stuff. But if you find something that you can get excited about, if you can find something that gets your juices going, get out there and do it, because nobody owes you anything, and nothing's guaranteed. Go get it, baby. Go get it. And that's exactly what I ain't gonna be waiting for someone to give me a job. Let me go ahead and see what I can do here. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So don't underestimate your value, your what you bring to the table, in your wisdom, because you have all of that. It's like, let me share a quick story. I shared it before in one of my other clips, but this is where it hits home. This is why I'm here, and this is why I want other women over 60 to realize you don't have to stop what you love to do, and you're not too old to do anything or new. Start anything new. A friend of mine, she's she likes to say she's younger than me. Yeah, 6 months. Okay, whatever. She was let go from her job a few months back, maybe a year, at least 6 months ago, because she was told that she didn't qualify for a job. They changed the qualifications from an AA to bachelor's. Well, she didn't have bachelor's, she had an AA. She'd been doing this job for 4 months. Okay, 4 months. And then they said they reclassified it. So they gave her, I think, they gave her some time, maybe 2 months, 3 months. She ended up training the person that was going to be taking her position, and she left. And she wasn't planning on retiring. She liked her job. She liked where she was working. But when they say, we don't need you no more, bye-bye, here's the door, well, I get you bid again. So she was looking for a job, and she was just, because me and her were looking for a job at the same time. And like, I still have resumes out there. I got over 100 resumes, but you already know what's going on with that. And she was just so disheartened, and her beef and her gripe was, age discrimination. It's not okay. There probably is some truth to that, but the thing is, don't carry that. I can carry that, but then it's a chip on my shoulder. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I kind of said, well, let me see what I can do here. When I heard about this, let me see what I could. And I'm doing something with it, baby. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, a couple of weeks ago, because I keep in touch with her, probably once a month, we kind of chit chat. And she sent me a text a couple of weeks ago. She goes, oh, my old employer asked me to come back. Go, what? And she says, yeah. I go, they thought they were so smart. She goes, yeah, they want me back full time. And she goes, no, I'm going back on my terms, and I'm going back part time, 3 days a week. I said, well, good for you. And then I told her, I go, don't underestimate. Oh, no, because she said that she went back to work. It was the second day, the end of her second day, and back to work. And she says that she was so surprised about how happy everybody was to see her, that she didn't believe she had that kind of effect on people. And I told her, look, do not underestimate what you bring to the table. They know what you brought to the table. That's why they called you back. And so don't underestimate. She goes, well, I guess I just didn't realize that. I knew what she brought to the table, because I worked with her before. She was on my team, I managed her, so I knew what she was capable of, and I knew what her value was in any kind of office. But for her to say that she was surprised, that she really didn't understand what her value is, that's unfortunate. Because let me tell you, just because we're over 60 does not mean we no longer have value. Okay, we may not be as quick, but let me change that back, because I think I still am pretty quick. I think sometimes people would just see the shell, what's outside, and not really see who we are and what we're capable of. But that's on them. That's their fault. That's not yours. You just continue being you. You just continue doing what you're doing. And baby, you're going to knock it out of the park. Do not underestimate what you bring to the table. Do not underestimate who and what you can do, or who you are and what you're capable of doing. Because let me tell you, you are valued, you're insightful, and you have purpose. Don't underestimate that. Okay? I think that's it for today. I think this was a great 6-month check-in. We will be back, see how August is. And like I said, my goal is 1 million, baby. We'll see how we do. The end of the year. That's my goal. But anyway, until next time, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the support. And my new subbies out there, thank you so much for still supporting Gigi. But until next time, I appreciate your time. And I appreciate you coming back and spend some time with Gigi. Until next time, you know what Gigi says. Tits up. Be fierce.
We're getting ready.
See ya. Thanks for stopping by.
Getting ready at the dance floor.